There's the video. Down at Danby's there in all kinds of ways.
So when did he send it? When did Blake send the email with the letters that we're looking at? Of course. Zach has got it.
Oh, hold on. It's
Probably that just.
On the meeting to order. That's okay. It's at maximum. Did you just push this? There you go. Let's try that. Catherine's not here. Oh,
Yes, she is.
well, Catherine's
She
note taker
is.
is here.
Oh.
What do you do?
Did you call me?
Yeah, I just wondered whether you could hear us okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just stepped out to turn off something.
Okay, good.
In fact, I'm probably going to get my laptop so I can work on something else I have to do. So you'll see me twice. But I can hear you.
Good.
Oh, very good. I'm good. I just found them.
Now I'm at the meeting, Laura. The special meeting to deal with the FOIL request. Whoops. Flashlight's on. All right.
Was everybody able to access the documents?
Yeah. But there's not a lot of them.
No.
These are all copies of it too, I guess. Are we using the lettering that's attached in order to refer to these without being specific?
That sounds good.
Good.
Sorry.
Still on your lap, right? Okay, so, first one. So we have a thread here that,
You're talking about document A?
yes,
Yeah, let's try to use the letters, so
Yeah.
it can be clear what you're talking about.
yeah. The document A has several communications in kind of a thread. Which had to do with a, back and forth with Tyler back in the fall.
Right. Leslie, how do you feel about this since you're the main?
I mean, you know, technically it sounds like it's not something because it was
It's not relevant.
two
if you're looking
board
for it.
members, although I do think was there somebody else in the thread?
Besides the board member, you mean?
Yeah. Was he not? It was just the town clerk.
Yeah, you were the town clerk at the
Right.
time, so you were a staff person.
I see, so it's, well, we're talking about Tim Drake's letter, are we not? And I'm sure Tim Drake's letter was forwarded. Since it was a letter, from the public to the board, I
Right.
think all those letters got forwarded.
Is that what this is about?
I'm sorry, Bill?
But none of the, I mean, it was about, that was the communication that started the thread,
Right,
but Tim Drake was not in any of the subsequent conversation.
Right, so we had Tim Drake's letter, and that was shared according to
That
the
was
notes here.
perfect. Right?
Just
Right, second.
what was not shared was the back and forth
Right. He
afterwards.
was not, yeah,
Um,
I've got that, yeah.
which includes what we have subsequently learned. I mean, most of the substance of this is my mentioning that we can't talk about these things outside of the meeting.
Right,
And then we found subsequently that that wasn't really true.
right.
So there's not much to be, it's nothing of this is relevant to the noise law, which was what the four was about. So apart from being a little embarrassing, there's nothing.
so I think that's really embarrassing, I mean, you know, there is some passionate opinion,
Yeah,
which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't call anybody's names or anything, I mean, I don't.
you don't see any reason not
I mean,
to
it's
share.
not, it's just between board members and
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah,
Right,
So,
I mean, if
and
Leslie,
so
because,
Blake was right in,
yes,
Holding
holding
it.
it.
yeah.
it was okay to withhold it, particularly if it's not relevant to the subject that was
Right,
being
and
foiled.
another, yeah,
But on the other hand, it wouldn't,
It has
it's
to
no
do
harm
with-
sharing it either,
had to do with the noise, which is not,
which is what was foiled.
right.
Yeah.
Which was what?
What the foil was about, was finding, any communications about the noise law.
No,
No?
no, it was about Southwood Cider and the special event law. As far as I was concerned.
Right, because he's talking about
This is both.
Drake's letter.
It is both. Where does it refer to both?
I am ready to share my opinion on the noise law proposal. And then it goes to the gathering and music at South Hill, for example, are one of the most unique.
That's in,
Is that the middle one or?
That is from Tim Drake.
yeah. Well,
Oh, yes.
I believe the letter from Tim Drake has been forwarded.
Yeah, that's shared according to the notes on the side.
Okay,
okay,
so then it's just the back and forth between Tyler.
yeah,
And the board, basically, yeah.
The intra-agency.
right,
Which is an interagency, right?
right, so.
So, I
So
mean,
the initial letter was sent, but just the back and forth between,
right, which is to say the substance was changed,
Right.
was shared. The only question is, well, the question is whether or not, just because something's interagency, it means you can withhold it, but not necessarily that you have to.
right,
Is there a reason why we wouldn't want to share it? Apart from it being embarrassing?
oh, I don't find it embarrassing. I don't necessarily have a problem, I think Blake did, I mean, what he, as the officer, what he followed the rules. Forwarded the letter and not the back and forth between
Mhm,
board members
yeah,
and staff.
but do we have any problem with sharing it?
I don't care.
Leslie doesn't care, I don't care.
I don't care.
So with for I don't care, why don't we share it? Okay, so that's
Hey,
A.
Um,
so this document B,
B,
is this because this is a member of a committee member and not?
no, it's because there was this back and forth in the CAC about the conservation easement. And Brittany she saw the use of the conservation easement. In fact, it even came up as being, as quote unquote, weaponizing the conservation easement, which was a serious concern for her. Because she didn't think, she thought that if it became known or that we were using the conservation easement in that way, it would undermine people's trust in the conservation easements. That was one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it was the failure to enforce the provisions of the conservation easement could be seen as a failure of the part of the town to hold up the agreement, which would also undermine the credibility and effectiveness of the conservation easement program. So we had this vigorous discussion at the CAC level about that subject. And the email, this email chain is part of that. Some of that was, I think, follow-up after the meeting. But anyway, Brittany's the one who first raised the issue. So that's why the first message is from Brittany.
I didn't see any other
No.
messages with
Right.
document B.
Right. That's it.
That's it.
It's just her. That was,
See it back and
Right.
forth with the
I
same.
think the back and forth would have been in the CAC meeting.
yeah, that could be.
Oh.
Because there could be a guy who was,
Yeah.
are these, is this duplicate? Are there two of these?
No,
Because I see,
no, it's 2
10,
pages.
9.
It's 2 pages.
It's-
Oh, it just
it's-
continues.
It's her opinion, but I think, people's opinions are.
Yeah. so the grounds for rejecting this one were what? Not because of interagency.
Right, I guess. Why are we holding this one back? It's not intra-agency.
Well, it's Brittany was on the CAC and it was to the CAC and the town board.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay, so it's because it was, the town board was included.
Right.
It got caught by the foil thing, if anything you got on the South Hill cider issue. So it was withheld on interagency grounds?
Hmm?
So was it withheld on intra-agency grounds?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I don't see any reason to withhold this one either.
No,
Because, I mean, the discussion was in the public meeting. And the minutes reflect that
Right.
discussion that we had and with the
Right.
two different points of view about the conservation easement.
Right.
This is Brittany essentially writing up her reasons for being concerned. And I don't see any reason not to share it.
I mean, I don't have a problem. I would like to say when we do these that, I mean, the officer who chose to withhold these did it, I mean, following the letter of the book.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
But this is something that could be withheld, and we are saying, yeah, it could be withheld, but we don't mind it being shared.
Right, yeah, which is true for the previous one as well,
Pardon?
which was true for the previous one.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have a problem using this.
Okay,
And I think that there's the next one is a back and forth.
document C.
Yes. But I think you're just explaining.
Yeah, well, here I'm explaining what I thought to be the case with respect to email discussions. Which I'm curious to know whether that was your understanding as well, Mariah. Because we subsequently, Tyler essentially challenged this. And I repeated what I thought was our understanding,
Yeah,
that you can't have these email discussions, because it's the board discussion outside of a meeting.
right.
But now we have heard from Guy, which is consistent with the training you had, right?
Seems.
That you can have these behind the scenes discussions by email. And the argument being that They're not contemporaneous. In other words, we're not all together, even if it's like in a Zoom, in a Zoom meeting or a conference call where at the same point in time, you get a quorum of the board talking about it.
Yeah.
It's a back and forth, so it takes place over a period of time. So it's an interesting distinction, but then that's what Guy said.
I think there's also the concern that it could come across as someone speaking for the board.
Well, there was always that, and that's in our policy, that if you're gonna be speaking for the board, you have to
Exactly,
come to the, ask the board for,
right.
well, run your response back by the board, and then if you don't hear any objection, you can share it.
Right.
Or you can share it on your own,
Right.
on your own opinion anytime, just make it clear that this is my opinion.
In my opinion, right.
Yeah. But this was not that. I mean, it was a back and forth. This is more of the same, right? Just still Brittany.
Yeah.
Me explaining why I can't go back and forth with Brittany about the subject. But now we know that we could have.
Yeah. I mean, this is another one that was withheld because following the letter of the law, it can be withheld.
Mhm.
Does anybody have a problem with it?
No,
I do not.
Neither do I. As a general principle, I mean, I think that we want to avoid being even the appearance of being secretive.
Right.
And we bent over backwards really to be open
Right.
about what we're
Right.
doing and communicating. We were bending a little bit too far backwards evidently and not allowing ourselves to even talk about something outside of the meeting.
Kind of like, I felt comfortable with that.
Well, so did I, but it sure is a whole lot easier.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, I think that we need to think about what we're doing going into the future, and that, there was talk about the town board, maybe it would be good if it wasn't the appeals.
Absolutely.
Thing. Well, okay, this is the town board being the appeals and saying,
Mhm.
I don't mind if this is shared,
Right,
even though it doesn't need to be shared.
right.
If it's some lawyer, what they're probably gonna get is, this does not need to be shared. I mean, so I'm just saying, we should think about that. If we wanna be able to say, yeah, it doesn't have to be shared, but we don't mind, it can be shared,
Right.
then it makes sense that that may be why the town board was originally
Maybe, yeah.
assigned the duty. But I'm just saying, if we take the town board out of it, there's not gonna be any of that. Somebody will say, no,
Well-
it doesn't need to be shared.
Be careful who you appoint,
So-
basically.
Hmm?
Be careful who you appoint.
Well, they can't talk for the board.
Well, no, but if we appoint somebody to be the reviewing officer, they will be speaking for the board in effect. Right?
I think that they'll be speaking for the law, the letter of the law. That's my guess. And it could be a further discussion, but I'm just saying right now, it's apparent to me that we can say, I feel comfortable with that. But if it's some lawyer, that we assign, they're gonna say it doesn't need to be shared. I'm just saying, if we want to keep it flexible and be able to share it, it's not a bad idea that the town board is the one reviewing it. Anyway, okay. Are we done with C? We're sharing C?
Yes, and I think that's the last one, isn't it?
No, D.
Or there's a D?
Okay.
There's white space, I forgot, there's white space in
What is
between.
that? C.
Let's see. Thanks, I think a couple of typos.
C, Margaret.
Oh, let's see, what was this one about?
Danby, the CAC,
It's just the board.
set a meeting.
It's just newsletters.
I don't know why this was,
It's hard to see. Why was this an issue?
I don't know why D is,
Right, this was the article Corbett prepared for the town newsletter. Which she typically does. She writes
Yeah.
it and then she runs it by the CAC before she sends it.
right. Okay, privilege of the floor, I mean.
So, you know,
I mean,
in her article, she mentioned the
Right.
noise ordinance and Southfield cider complaints.
Right,
Um, and I don't, did we take
I
that?
don't have a problem with this either.
I don't have a problem with it.
I'm trying to remember whether I even modified, I suggested modifying that one, what eventually went into the news.
I mean, it's mainly about compaction, just,
Right.
but it's just as common,
And my comment with it, I deleted a lot that was said about the timber harvesting law,
right,
but nothing about Southfield cider.
it's just the beginning of the
Yeah.
thread.
Mhm.
Or no, is that after, is that the second?
Yeah.
21st, yeah. That was the end of the thread.
Mhm.
I don't have a problem with this, again, it's between committee and staff,
Right.
well, it doesn't need to, it
Yeah.
should be withheld, but we don't, I mean, I don't care about shooting.
It could be, but it need not be, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree. How about you?
Think fine to release.
What'd you say, Zach?
I think it's fine to release.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Now, document E.
E,
Doesn't he?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
staff and town board.
Staff and town board. What? Where do you stand, Mr. Hutnick?
But he's not an appeals person. He's not.
His.
Yeah, this was
This is a
Greg's
letter
communication to the board.
Letter to students.
Guess if you're.
I can't, we're not asking everybody else, I don't.
Okay, well, I asked you. I mean, the first one.
Well,
was your thing, but-
We're the, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, let's see.
There's an
To
attachment
provide-
here. Did we send the attachment?
What the attachment is the letter, I think. Wait, let's see, wait. Attached is a letter that I gave to Steve, yeah, okay. The attachment was to the town board and the attachment was the letter that was sent to Steve.
The attachment should be sent.
The attachment.
should be sent.
Yeah.
The letter.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's the question of communication to the board,
yeah,
Yes.
right? That's definitely interagency.
In my opinion. About that. There's criteria for a reason. If
right,
you grant
Right.
exemptions to the criteria, where does it stop?
right,
Right.
no, that's
I
true,
mean, but you've been doing that.
that is
Right.
true,
Where do you draw that line?
yeah,
Yeah, I appreciate that we have the trust of staff, that the board has the trust of staff to communicate with the board confidentially.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, even though I always tell people, don't assume anything you put in an email is really confidential, but on the other hand, the impetus for these intra-agency communications is precisely because we can have conversations without having the public jump all over us.
I mean, this is a little different than the others.
Yes, it is. I think this one you can make a case for.
I mean, I would vote to not share this one.
I
I
agree
mean,
with
just
that.
on principle.
I agree with that.
So do I. How about you, Zach?
Sure.
Do we need a resolution?
Yeah, and that's actually prepared. Did.
But, whereas in the absence of a specified records appeals officer, there is a specified records appeals officer.
Well, there is, and it's
Yeah,
us.
it's in the 2001,
I believe it's the board.
policy, it's the board.
Okay,
The
we're,
governing body, I mean, okay,
we're,
whereas
so
the
you're just say,
governing
where the
body-
governing body is the records appeals officer.
the town board is, whereas the town board is the records appeal officer,
Yeah,
whereas the town board has met on May 11th at 3 to review withheld documents pertaining to a FOIL request made on 3/25. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board finds the following,
okay.
that
Documents sets A, B, and C are okay to
A,
share.
B, C, and D
Yeah.
Is it A, B, C, and D?
are okay to share, and,
Do you want to say that they were judged that legally?
yes. Yeah, they were withheld
Appropriately withheld.
according to the
Well, they-
the law.
Withholding parameters.
Right, they are all materials that could be withheld, but that we choose not to withhold. Right,
Yeah,
and that, document E
It's more of a confidential,
is,
I think.
it's a staff communication.
well,
which-
it involves less of us. I mean, that's the other thing.
Mhm. Well, the
The
staff-
others were pretty much involved the board, back and forth,
Right,
whereas E was not.
well, I'm sure that the applicant doesn't care whether it was back and forth or not. You're looking for anything that you could find on this subject. Which frankly was aimed at revealing some sort of collusion, which didn't take place.
Hmm.
And none of none of these things supports that allegation, including this.
Right.
But this is more of a briefing, by way of a briefing by staff
Will
of,
be therefore resolved that the board authorizes board members to create a written determination.
so,
Authorizes.
I don't see where
Supervisor.
this kind of information is something that we would want to share with the public. It's almost like the communications with the lawyer,
Right,
Right.
where they're giving us our advice, I advise, you know.
Be
Um,
resolved that such written determination will be sent to the request. So, so A, B, C, D, okay, and E, no. And then is Supervisor Gagnon going to create a written determination pursuant to such findings? And
Well, this is the written document. I mean, we're making a written determination right now.
right,
Right, someone has to write it out and send it.
yeah, somebody's got to write it.
And
But he was just asking. Or I think that the resolution was saying that we could choose somebody from the board to just type up your reasoning to this and send to the person who filed it.
To the requester in writing on or before May 14th.
Right, I had this question when I talked to Blake this morning about it, because it's unclear in my mind who's communicating what to whom. Is it our communication directly to the
Requester,
requester?
yes,
Or do we convey our determination to the clerk, who
No.
then passes it on to the requester?
be it further resolved that such written determination shall be sent to the requester in writing.
Yes, but by whom?
It could be the supervisor or a board member,
Okay, so in other words, it goes directly to and not by way of
right?
the records management officer.
Be it further resolved that the board authorizes supervisor to create a written determination pursuant to such findings.
Do you want me to do it?
Hmm?
You want me to do it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean. We can make Cindy do it. No.
I was tempted.
Couple sentences,
Pay her
you
some
know,
money.
we have
It's
to-
not, it's right here. It's all,
Yeah.
it's in writing.
Right.
So,
You've got it. You could just,
Did you move, is that a motion?
yes, I move it.
I second.
With the supervisor?
Yes.
Sending the appeals letter,
The supervisor sending,
termination.
we have communication to the.
Requester.
Connors,
Yes,
Dillon,
Yes.
Larkins,
Yes.
Gagnon,
yes.
motion passes.
Mhm.
and I want to thank Blake for spending
And a
the
lot
kind
of
of
time.
time that he spent going through stuff and,
Well, I mean, we're now very much familiar with the
right,
with the
right.
process, which was not familiar to him or to us.
right,
So we're, as you say, writing the book as we're going.
right.
I think it might be worthwhile providing a little guidance to the records management officer,
Why?
indicating that our inclination is to share. So that we don't have to make this a regular thing of having meetings to deal with appeals.
Well,
Oh, no, no,
they're
no,
pretty
no.
rare. Appeals are extremely rare.
Well, I mean, the only, I think what's changed here that might make them less rare is that in Blake's communications, when he says, I'm not sharing something, it says you have the right to appeal
Yeah,
and who to appeal to.
right.
Is that a new thing?
No,
No,
no.
It's not?
no.
Well, but on the other hand, we've hardly ever
Right,
said
we've
no.
We've
My bad.
No, it's not.
we either
bad.
have never said no or it's never really come up.
Yeah.
I mean, so, or, people haven't,
Actually-
the foil.
Actually,
Thank-
we did withhold the communications between Guy Crow.
Yeah,
Yeah, attorney-client. that is-
Yes,
Yeah.
we withheld those last November, I
Yeah.
think.
Mhm. That
So,
would be
so
hard to
we
challenge.
do occasionally, withhold something. And I think, yeah, I would like to praise the town clerk for,
yeah,
holding back to the letter of the law. I
Yeah.
think that was brilliant. So, I think meeting like this is fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe we could talk about the process more at the next board meeting, but, first time may feel a little awkward, but I think I feel good about it. I feel good. Blake certainly the clerk has learned the process and did their job.
Mhm.
And I want to keep supporting that. And we can either decide somebody else, we need to think about if somebody else is being the appeals officer, what that might mean.
Mhm.
Mm,
Yeah, what I can see in light of your comment is one of us being the appeals officer,
Oh, sure, it could be one person, yeah.
just so we delegate it and don't have to all get together to do it, but then again, we could wait and see how it plays out, because, I mean, this is a rare event.
Yeah.
And who knows, it might not occur again for God knows how long, right? Unless Rhonda finds out about it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
very good.
There's nothing else on the agenda. Well, there's that, I had a proposal, but I spoke with Mariah and maybe we don't need it. And that was to talk about a little bit about the accessibility plan.
Yeah, let's talk about it after the Buildings and Grounds Committee can meet.
Well, we have a quorum of the board if we do.
I don't have enough information to.
Yeah, I don't think this is the right time.
Because we can bring it up next week.
You can bring it up next week.
Yeah.
I'll provide an update.
Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
So with that, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
It's